Okay, question 12. Shape the lowest part of a circle. The circle's got a radius of 13. I'll just write that up here. Radius is 13. You know what? I'm going to try and not make my equals look like C's. Oh, it's very difficult, isn't it? It's very difficult. I'm going to manage R is equal to, it's impossible, I'm giving up. Oh no, it's going to annoy me so much. I really am trying to get better with a pen, and it is difficult. Okay, R is equal to 13, so we don't need to worry about this. They show us that the chord is 20, that's fine. I'm going to calculate the width of the shape. Now, when you see anything like this, okay, so this, the snowman question was similar. Tankers with water levels. So you know, make sure you're a circle and there's a depth of water. You know, pipes with water in them, all this kind of stuff. All these questions are all Pythagoras type questions. Okay, the minute you see a circle with something missing, think Pythagoras. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a line here, and I'm going to draw a line here. Okay, now their radius is, so we agree they're 13, okay? Both those lines are 13. They're radii, radius as well. Okay. Now the mistake people make is you look at this and say, well, that's fantastic. I've got a right angle triangle. My right angle is in here. Okay, it's not. All right, that's the first mistake sometimes people can make when they're doing these, is to get the right angle wrong. Let's mark on a radii, but then we want to draw a straight line. Okay, and this is 90 degrees. The angle in there can change all the time. Okay, but that would be 90 degrees. Okay, so from O to this chord, that's going to be the thing we're trying to find just now. Okay, so we're going to call that X just now. Okay, so I'm just going to draw that bigger over here. So I get X, I get 13. This whole chord is 20, so if we half that, it's 10. Okay, so by drawing that line down the middle, I half that line. Okay, so that's the first step in these questions, is to get your radii, draw your line, which will half the chord, and then solve. Okay, so using Pythagoras, I know that X is going to be Pythagoras take away. I really am rubbish with this pen. X is going to be equal to the square root of 13 squared minus 10 squared. Okay, so that's just your standard, you know, x squared plus 10 squared is equal to 13 squared. Okay, just your standard Pythagoras. So I've moved that over and square rooted. Okay, so x squared is equal to 13 squared minus 10 squared. So x is equal to the square root 13 squared minus 10 squared. Okay, so on the calculator, that's coming out as 8.3, what we got. Just double check that. Yep, so that's 8.3 centimeters. We've not quite finished the question yet. Okay, we've worked out x, which was from the center to the chord. We need to work out width. Okay, now the width is going to be our x value plus this length here, which is another radius, isn't it? Okay, it's going from the center to the circumference. Okay, so the width is equal to r plus x. We know that r is 13. We know that x is 8.3. So that's going to give us 21.3 centimeters, just to keep it in the correct units as well. Okay, so getting started can be a little bit tricky, but when the minute you see these circles, just always think right angle triangle, okay? And then it's just Pythagoras. Pythagoras is so straightforward. I think it's second year Pythagoras starts to come into things, okay? So it's not complicated. It's just identifying the question, okay? People are really good at doing these when they're showing them in class, but then when it gets put in a paper with a bunch of other questions, it's too much, okay? So just think when you see a circle with a bit missing, Pythagoras, okay? So four good marks though, you know, it's brilliant. You get your first mark for identifying this triangle, okay? Your second mark for doing Pythagoras, third mark for working out 8.3, and then your fourth mark for actually finishing the question off. Okay, so fantastic, you know, I mean, really, really good. I don't actually know what would happen, but I think you probably still get something if you saw a question like this and just did Pythagoras. I'm not sure. You might just get 1 mark for showing you can do Pythagoras, possibly. I'm not sure. Maybe 2 marks for it, even if you just picked a random triangle. I'm not sure. But again, always worth in these questions. Don't just miss something out. You don't have a bash. So if you see this and you have no clue, just pick some numbers and do a Pythagoras. Who knows? You might get 1 or 2 marks. Okay. Right. We've got time. Loads of time. That's question 12. Question 13. We've got a ferry and a trawler receive a request for help from a stranded yacht. Okay, so that must be the ferry F, trawler T, and the yacht's Y. So, okay, don't need this anymore. On the diagram, it's shown. Thanks very much. A real leap there to work out what they were. Okay, and again, it just says all these already on it, and we know that as well. Okay, so we just need this diagram. Calculate the bearing of the yacht from the trawler. Okay, so the first thing here is to understand what bearing is. Okay, so a bearing is distance in degrees from north. Okay, so that would be a bearing. Okay, there's north. That would be a bearing. Okay. That would be the bearing. Okay, so it's from north and it's going clockwise all the way around. Okay, so 240 is the bearing of the ferry from the trawler. Let me just double check that. Yeah, sorry, just had a moment of the phone. Was that the yacht would be at this bearing here from the ferry. Okay, so it's from north to the line to where the other thing is. Okay, so that angle in there, that would be like I said, the bearing from the trawler to the ferry. So we've been asked for the bearing of the yacht from the trawler. So the yacht from the trawler. So it's going to be all the way around here and this little bit in here as well. Okay, so we need to work out this angle in here, don't we, to get the bearing from the trawler to the yacht. Okay, yeah, a little bit of a moment there. I just thought, is that right? So yeah, we need to work out this angle. Now again, we see angles, we see lengths. We should be instantly thinking it's going to be sine or cosine. Now, the big difference between sine and cosine, if you've got 3 lengths, you can use cosine. Okay, if you get 3 lengths, you cannot use sine. Okay, so I see 3 lengths, I'd be instantly thinking, okay, definitely using the cosine rule. So again, this is given to you at the front of the booklet. No need to stress. It even gives you in both forms as well. Okay, so you don't have to remember anything or rearrange. It's there in both forms. So we're working at an angle, so we know we're going to use the cos A is equal to b squared plus c squared minus a squared divided by 2bc. We know we're going to use that form. Okay. So A's, B's, C's. What's what in the diagram then? Well, this is the angle we're trying to find, so that's A. The side opposite A is going to be the small a. Okay. So I know that cos A, which we're trying to find, and that A is going to be 7.2, so it's minus 7.2 kilometers squared. Okay. So the angle has to be opposite the length. Okay. Now is this B or is this B? Doesn't matter. These can be either, okay, because they're going to come out of the wash in the equation. Let's just call this one B and call this one C, okay, just to be, and just keep it consistent, okay, but it does come out in the wash. It doesn't really matter which one's which, okay. And then 2 times B, which is 10.3, times 5.6. Okay, so we've not really done a lot, have we? We've written down an equation, which we were given, and then we substituted in, and the only thing we really had to know was that the angle, the cos A, has to be opposite the A length. Okay, so that was the only thing we had to know. That 7.2 is opposite this. I suppose it was a bit of a knowledge of bearings. Okay, so we had to know that we're going all the way round. So to begin with, we might have struggled. But again, just guess. You know, if you're not sure, just do this formula. You know, if you think that's a cosine question, you have no idea, just plug some numbers in. Just work through the code. You know, just say, well, just do it. Okay, because you maybe get a mark for just demonstrating that you can do the cosine. Okay. So, what does this give us? Calculators. Okay, so on the top line, that's giving me 85.61, and on the bottom, getting 115.36. Okay, so 85.61 divided by 115.36 gives me 0.742. Okay, so cos A is equal to 0.742. So I do shift cos of this, the inverse of cos. And again, make sure your calculator is in degrees. Do shift cos. That's going to give me 42.1 degrees. So A is equal to 42.1 degrees. Again, I would have done another line of work and we just said A is equal to cos to the minus 1, just to show the working, but I don't think I've got any space to do it now. So I would show that. But yeah, so we get 42.1. Now, is that the end of the question? No. And again, a lot of folk get excited and think they're finished with it. No. The actual bearing, okay, the bearing, I was going to slide off for the way I say the word bearing, is going to be 240 plus 42.1, isn't it? 282.1 degrees. Don't forget your degrees. Okay. So what I did there at the end was answer the question. 240 plus this angle is the bearing. So we'll throw away marks like that. Okay. So yeah, first mark was for substituting incorrectly. Second mark was for 0.47. Third mark was for your angle. Fourth mark was for actually answering the question. All right. So there's actually quite a lot of marks for just the correct substitution. You might have just got a mark if you just put in any old number into that. Okay. Better than nothing. So yeah, have a go. Okay. If you've got three sides, it's cosine rule. Have a go. All right. Probably not time for the next one.